we are grateful and excited to be hosting. At this point in the season, every team is very, very good, and it's sure to be great competition. And we're appreciative of the fan support and the quick sellout, and we're appreciative to all the hard work from our administrators and facility staff of getting us ready to host, and just excited to get started.
So it makes Washington State such a tough team. Obviously, a lot of veterans on that team, but what makes them such a tough team to face?
I think they are good at everything, and they have a lot of fourth and fifth year players that have, and I just don't think there's a lot of quit in them. And so there's some things that we can do to put pressure on them, but there isn't an obvious thing to exploit. And so I think we're gonna have to be very good over time to beat them.
Chia and Rachel, you guys have been through this a couple times now. What is the benefit of having that level of experience and on this stage, especially with so many new and young teammates?
Just they're able to have people to look to when we get in these high pressure situations.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like every year we just go by game by game, and I feel like having past years of experience with that, just showing the younger players and the transfers who this is their first time in the tournament, they just add a new spirit, which is also fun. So I feel like together it's a good combination.
Coach, obviously you played them back in 2021. They still have a few players from that team.
Mm-hmm.
They're not the same team, obviously, but what do you take from that match? Have you even watched that match at all?
I actually did not. It was but I had one of my assistants do it. I think they're just playing a lot different style. They're playing a lot faster, and so no, we're focused on more recent video.
And how much have you come to enjoy this week? I mean, I'm sure playing this late in the year, obviously you're going to enjoy it, but I saw a bunch of the awards were released this week, and then you get a quick sellout. What has it been like in terms of just kind of getting ready for this process of the lead up, to have another 2 tough matches?
Yeah, I think I've gotten better at enjoying it, and probably I'm more intentional about reminding myself of how cool this is than I maybe would have been a few years ago. And for me, this is personally, the Sweet 16 is a big mental hurdle, because I feel like any team that makes the Sweet 16 is a good year. Obviously, we have bigger goals, but it's still really hard to get here, so, yeah, definitely appreciative and grateful, but not done yet.
Coach, Washington State was the only 4 seed to make it into the Sweet 16. What does that say about the level of competition in this tournament, and also what does it say about them as a team?
Yeah, I think, I don't go deep into the seeding like maybe some other coaches do, but I think what it does say about them is they're gritty, and I don't think any lead against them is safe. I've seen a lot of games this year where they've been down and won. They've been in a lot of 5-set games. So, yeah, they're a gritty team.
And Rachel, when it comes to a match where, you look at the tape and you don't see an obvious weakness, how does that change how you approach things? I mean, do you expect once the match starts, you're going to be trying to pick up tendencies in the first set for where you want to go? Or, will you still have a plan going in? How do you plan to approach that?
Yeah, I mean, everything's situational. We have a plan going into the game for every game, but then as the flow of the game continues and honestly after the first 10 or 15 points, you're able to kind of have a groove, and then as sets go on, things will change. But I think just like you said, as the game goes on, you kind of adapt.
Coach, what makes you feel Ashima such a tough middle blocker to plan for it? She had 15 kills, 10 blocks, and 7 good state. What makes it such a tough opponent?
Well, she's good both behind the setter and in front, and she can hit both ways. So there's trends, but there isn't hey, just take away this part of the court and you'll be fine. She's able to hit with range and sometimes wait till the last minute to do it. And she's a strong blocker, so whole package.
Chia, you guys lost the talent in Serena Gray at the middle blocker position last year, but you added graduate transfer Emma Monks. With the familiarity you have with the position playing it, what kind of impact have you really seen Emma bring to this team?
I think she's a really, really good blocker, and she's also like a big threat offensively. I think that she's like, I don't know how to describe it, like a quiet like threat. Like you wouldn't like think so, but she like puts up a lot of good like numbers for us, and she holds like a big part on our team.
She and Rachel, this will be your second time hosting the past few seasons. How much of a benefit is just be able to play in Field House this next year?
I'm so excited. I'm very happy. Wouldn't want to be anywhere else for these last 2 here. So
Yeah,
very
we love
happy.
the field house. It's our home.
Coach, when Brie Kelly got injured earlier in the season, Emma Monks already had a role in the team, but how did you kind of see that dynamic change in the middle blocker position, specifically as related to Emma?
Yeah, we went into the year really with 4 very strong middles, and it wasn't super clear early, which 2 would be the starters, and then it became very clear with injuries, who was going to be out there, and I think there's a lot of expressions in sports like next person up, and some of those are just cliches, but with this team, when Monks kind of got her chance, she ran with it. And I do think, I was thinking as you were asking about like the Serena Gray comparison, I think Serena, people just kind of knew we were going to set her every ball in transition. And so I think we're using Emma like a little differently, but when they don't always know when we're going to set her, but when Rachel does, she's been very effective.
What's the benefit of that? She said like a silent, sneaky kind of threat. What's the benefit of having that?
Well, I think when you're preparing for a team and, maybe you see that Chia gets only 2 kills per set or 1.9, you think, oh, well, let's focus more on, maybe another player. And then all of a sudden you look at the box score and you see that Chia or Monks has 12 kills and, and hits 800. It's pretty devastating as an opponent. And then when we feel the same way about our opponents, when someone who isn't their main attempts getter has a really efficient night, it's hard to beat a team like that.
Washington State's played a lot of similar opponents to you guys. USC, BYU, obviously Louisville as well. Have you looked at some of those games in terms of preparing?
Yeah, again, skewed more towards the recent ones, but we spent a lot of time watching the recent USC game, and yeah, they're very good.
Coach, Chia and Emma together have really made your team in the second best blocking team in the nation. How do you think the 2 build off of each other?
I don't know that. I don't get a sense that they have like a really competition about it. Rachel's a very good blocker, especially for a setter, and I think Olivia Babcock has had a tremendous blocking year, and that obviously helps the middle blockers' numbers. Tori's a strong blocker. Valeria's improved. So the way we do blocking in the U.S. with assist blocks, I think it has something to do with who they're blocking next to. But I get the feeling that we pride ourselves in being a good defensive team, and so I think either one in either spot we would be interchangeable.
Washington State is a pretty interesting setter in Argentina. She kind of like Rachel also blocked and made some kills as well. How do you see similarities between the 2 players at all, or do you think they're playing different systems?
And, I mean, only just that. I want to say she maybe hit for them in the past. Only just with that they're both taller physical setters, and there's some tight balls at the net where she can go up and throw it down on you. And but I think both setters are good. They both give their hitters opportunities. I'd say it's rare that she throws up an unhittable ball similar to Rachel. But I think stylistically, other than that, they're different. I think, yeah.
Rachel, you mentioned in the past that this is your first year as a solo setter. You're used to doing two. Was it challenging to make that switch at all, or what challenges did you face?
I wouldn't say it was like a super like strenuous change, but I think the biggest challenge is just like setting slides, just because like the tempo is different. But I mean, Chia's hitting the main hitter, hitting slides, and we've been working together all season on slides, and we're just getting creative with it. I like running a 5-1 because I have like more freedom to be creative, I guess.
You and Rachel, what have you seen out of Washington State? And, they're obviously the better group, but what have you guys seen out of them on film?
The main thing that I saw was just that we're like weirdly like not, but yet we are, but we're not like similar to them in like a way. Like I don't think that like if like we're that much better than them or they're that much better than us. Like I just think it's like a pretty good, really good matchup.
Yeah, I mean, I think like similar to what Chia just said, but just we're both pretty well rounded. Like there's not an obvious weakness on the court at any time.
Any other questions for coach or student athletes?
Thank you.
Thank you.